Hi Cuxton, welcome to Tuesday's Assembly with me today. Today's Assembly is all about how to stop food waste because actually tomorrow is called Stop Food Waste Day. So in today's assembly, we're going to learn about why stopping food waste is so important in today's modern world and what we can do to stop food waste. So without further ado, let's get into the assembly.
All about food waste. What is your favourite food? Spend a few moments with the people on your table talking about the food that you like best. We all love eating food, yet each year there is a huge amount of edible food thrown away in the UK. What does the word edible mean? That's right, it's something that can still be eaten. So, do you think 10 million wheelie bins full of food are thrown away each year? Or 20 million wheelie bins full of edible food are thrown away each year? Or do you think it's 40 million wheelie bins full of food thrown away each year? It's actually 40 million wheelie bins full of food are thrown away each year. That's the same as nearly 100 concert stadiums full. Why is food waste a problem? There are many reasons why food waste is a problem. Wasting food wastes money. Wasted food costs an average family £70 per month. The production of food uses a great deal of water. Food requires a lot of water to grow and produce it. By wasting food, we are wasting water supplies. It takes 100 buckets of water to grow the crops used to make one loaf of bread and 54 buckets of water to produce one chicken. When food is wasted, this means water has been used unnecessarily. Food waste is bad for the planet. Large amounts of land are needed to produce food. Wasted food means wasted land. Producing, transporting and cooking food uses fuel. Burning fuel releases greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, which contribute to climate change. When food is wasted, these greenhouse gases are unnecessarily released into the atmosphere. Wasted food is often sent to landfill, where it rots and releases methane into the environment. Methane is a greenhouse gas. Did you know that if the UK stopped wasting food, 17 million less tonnes of carbon dioxide would be released into the atmosphere? This is the equivalent of there being a fifth less cars in the UK. Let's watch a video to learn more about Stop Food Waste Day.
Every year, 1/3 of all the food we produce around the world is lost or wasted. Isn't it a pity to waste food while so many people around us are not able to satisfy their daily food needs? So, when is food wasted? Between leaving the farm and reaching our plate, food goes through a number of stages making up what we call food chain. Unfortunately, food is wasted across the whole chain. And that's not all. When we waste food, we're also wasting all the resources that went into its production, like land, water, effort and energy. Just think of bread and the long way from the farm to our table. Did you know that to make a loaf of bread, you need 1,000 litres of water? That's a lot of water. Wave! Moreover, rotting food in landfill sites lets off a very strong, harmful gas called methane. This means that food waste harms the environment, leading to climate change. Here comes the good news though. By following some simple tips, we can all help reduce food waste at home, save money, help the environment, and support people in need. All together, we can help our community. We just need to take action and care for each other. It's easy. Start by keeping notes of the food your family throws away and try to see why. Find out what went wrong and think about how you can change habits and reduce food waste at home. Shop smart and get everyone in your family involved. Check what's already in the fridge and the cupboards. Plan your meals and make a shopping list before going to buy food. Don't buy with your eyes. Did you know that many fruits and vegetables are thrown away just because they look weird? It doesn't matter if these apples don't have a normal shape or size. They taste great and they're good for you. Always read expiration dates correctly. Let me explain. Use by appears on food which goes off quickly and is about food safety. Best before is all about quality, appearance, texture, maybe taste. But that's all. It's still safe to eat for some time beyond the best before date. So trust your own senses. Does it smell off? What does it look like? Try smaller portions to avoid waste. If you clear your plate, you can ask for more. Do the same in restaurants. And if there is still surplus, always take leftovers home. You can always store or freeze any leftovers for another time. Fruit and vegetables, of course, make delicious soups, smoothies, juices, or preserves. Or, of course, donate surplus food. Let us help get you started. Share these steps with family and friends. Join us and learn more about how to save food at home and in the community. It's easy to get involved with saving food and offering it to people in need in your very own neighbourhood. Join the Saving Food community today.
Why is food waste such a problem? The problem of food waste is worse when the issue of world hunger is thought about. Although enough food is produced for every single person, 815 million people in the world don't have enough to eat. 66 million primary school-aged children go to school hungry every day. Around a quarter of all people in sub-Saharan Africa are hungry every day. Around 40% of children under the age of 5 in India are underweight due to lack of food. We shouldn't waste food if we have it. So, how can we end food waste? Having a good idea of how long food lasts is a good way to stop food waste. On food packaging, you will always find one of two labels, used by or best before. Used by means food must be eaten by the date on the label. The best before label means food is better before the date stated, but it is still safe to eat afterwards. Try not to throw food away just because it's past its best before date. It's still edible. Leftovers. Leftover food can be used in all kinds of ways. A loaf of bread that is going a bit stale can be used to make breadcrumbs. Vegetables that are a bit past their best can be ingredients in a tasty soup. Think back to last lockdown when your bananas got a bit brown. What did you do with them? Loads of people made banana bread. Recycling food. In lots of areas, homes are given little recycling bins called a caddy. Scraps of leftover food, vegetable peel and eggshells are put in the caddy. On recycling collection days, the scraps are taken to the recycling centre. There are apps that help you use up leftover food. Some of these apps are for people who have grown their own vegetables. They can let others know they have spare vegetables. Other apps let you order leftover food from restaurants. Charities that make food for the homeless can use apps to find out which supermarkets have extra food they can use. There's also an app where you can enter in all your food that needs using up soon, and it will make up a recipe for you. Composting. Leftover food can be put in a composting bin. When mixed with bits of wood, cardboard, dead leaves and other things, the food eventually breaks down and turns into compost. Compost can be used to help plants grow well. Only buy what you need. If people plan what they are going to eat each week and only buy the food that they need, less food is wasted. Food storage. Check how fresh food should be stored to help it last longer.
The world produces more than enough food to feed everyone on the planet today. But a third of all the food produced is wasted. Most people eat 3 meals a day, so that's the equivalent of throwing one whole meal in the bin every single day. Some of that food is wasted on the long journey from the farm to the shops, or because people buy too much food and let it go rotten before they've eaten it. In the European Union alone, up to 90 million tonnes of food are thrown away each year. Loaded into lorries, that's enough to make a traffic jam that would stretch right round the earth. But while we produce enough food for everyone in the world, it's not shared equally, and some people don't have enough to eat. People living in poorer countries eat a lot less than those living in richer countries, and there are some people in all countries of the world who find it hard to afford enough food. But as the demand for more food carries on rising, it's even more important that we waste as little food as possible. In 2016, France became the first country in the world to ban supermarkets from throwing away unsold food. Instead, they now have to give it to charities and food banks for those who are struggling to afford to eat. But sometimes, food never even gets to the shops. Up to 40% of a crop can be rejected if the vegetables are the wrong size, shape, or colour, even though they are good enough to eat. Like these funny-shaped cucumbers. Or curly carrots. Strangely shaped fruit and vegetables like these often end up in products like ready meals, are given to animals as feed, or are left in the fields to rot. Now there are new campaigns to make sure that ugly food becomes acceptable to buy again. Some shops now sell food with little or no packaging, allowing people to buy the exact amount they need. This also cuts down on the other waste product from the food we buy, too much packaging. We can also think about creating less food waste by changing the way we cook. When we make a carrot cake, we throw away the carrot peel, even though it's good enough to eat. Traditional recipes often use up leftover food or food which would otherwise be thrown away, like using dry bread in soups or as an ingredient for cakes and puddings. Thinking of new ways to use old food instead of throwing it away could be a recipe for the future. Saving food is good for everyone. It's good for our communities and good for the planet.
Let's play a tackling food waste quiz. What is compost? Is it A, food waste that needs to be buried safely, B, a kind of vegetable, or C, rotted food or garden waste that can be used to fertilise plants? The correct answer is C. Well done. Why are some fruit and vegetables rejected by the shops even though they are good enough to eat? Is it A, because they taste bad? Is it B, because they have travelled too far? Or is it C, because they are the wrong size, colour or shape? The correct answer is C. What proportion of food produced globally is thrown away before it is eaten? Is it A, half, B, a quarter, or C, a third? The answer is C, a third. Which of the following would help reduce food waste? Choose all correct answers. Is it A, use a traditional recipe to turn leftover bread into cakes or puddings? B. Not peeling vegetables before cooking them. C. Freezing food before it passes its use-by date. All three of these options would help reduce food waste. Up to what percentage of a vegetable crop never makes it to the shops? Is it A. 20%, B. 50%, or C. 40%? The correct answer is C. 40%. How many tonnes of food are thrown away in the European Union every year? Is it A. 90,000 tonnes, B. 100,000 tonnes, or C. 90 million tonnes? The correct answer is C. 90 million tonnes. Which country was the first in the world to ban supermarkets from throwing away unsold food? Was it A. France, B. Germany, or C. Japan? The answer is A. France. Why is it important to have less food waste? A. Because people in the world are getting fatter, B. Because it needs to be turned into compost, or C. Because there are some people in all countries who don't have enough food to eat. The answer is C. There are some people in all countries in the world who do not have enough food to eat. What will you do to help stop food waste and be a food waste warrior?